Okay, how's everybody doing today? It's September 7th, about 2:17 in the afternoon, and it's hot here in San Diego. Um, so I'm going to go to the beach a little bit later, but I thought I'd do this first. Maybe shoot another video a little bit later down at the beach. So let me see if I can get my screens correct here. Yes, I do have my screen correct. So Bitcoin has been in a little bit of a slump lately. And of course, you're talking to a lot of people. They say this is a buying opportunity. But they always say that. It's always a buying opportunity. Depends when you get the money to buy it. That's the problem. Bitcoin's always a buying opportunity, but you just gotta have some money to buy it. So I want to talk a little bit about this. Everybody's in trouble, and everybody really is in trouble. And the reason I say everybody's in trouble is because of inflation. So it affects everybody, even the rich, even the poor. Everybody's going to get. Everybody's eventually going to be very, let's say, impoverished through inflation. And there's just no way around it. It's mathematically going to eventually take down everybody. And the reason that is because we have a hit inflation. And when you think of inflation, it's really a tax. So the price of everything is going up all the time because of our economic system and the way it's set up and the way it's designed. We need money to keep our system going, and the way we get our money is a fiat currency. There's never been a fiat currency that hasn't failed. Every single one of them fails. 100% of fiat currencies fail. So that means there is no future with the fiat currency. The future is that eventually we're going to have to, do something different because it just can't go on indefinitely because it does fail. And the reason it fails is because it eventually gets to the point where there's so much money being printed, you can't keep up. You can't keep up with how much money you need to keep things going. So even if you're wealthy, let's say you own a lot of stuff and your assets are appreciating because everything's getting more expensive. The inflation's getting more expensive. Well, eventually you're gonna have to have more and more money just to keep your stuff together. Everything has to be repaired, everything has to be upkept. Let's just say you own a building. It's worth $10 million. So you feel pretty good about yourself. But that $10 million is going to have to be, it's in the building. You don't get to use it, but you're going to have to pay for everything to keep the building maintained. And then also try to keep the building functioning and use so it brings back a return. So you can pay the bills on the building, but eventually something you're going to, the electricity, the water, the plumbing, everything on that building has to be maintained and kept up. And you're doing that at a higher cost all the time. So inflation is going to hurt everybody, and it's going to take everybody down eventually. And that's the real hidden truth of what's going on in our world today. And that's why sometimes I make videos and I don't like them because they kind of get negative about the fact that, yeah, it's all kind of going into the same direction. All of us are kind of going some of us are going to get there quicker than others, but we're all going into the direction of we're all chasing dollars that keep getting to grow more and more and more, infinite amount of money that you just can never, ever keep up with. And you have any kind of hiccup in your life and you're going to come down faster than if you just try to maintain. And if you just try to maintain and keep a real easy life, then it's going to get you too. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to go down. So I was watching this video. Let's go to this one right here. Go to my history here. Go back here. So a lot of people are predicting $1 million Bitcoin. Let's see if I can find that history. I was looking at this guy right here. This mathematician Fred Krueger.
Going to $1 million a coin, regardless, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Your generation is not going to see another one of these things that easily. They may. I mean.
So who is this guy? Let's just. I think he's a business guy. Started a couple companies, I think. So he says Bitcoin's going to $1 million. I mean, I hear this all the time. When is it going to go to $1 million? Well, it's going to go to $1 million anyway because of inflation. I mean, eventually inflation is going to catch up with everything. And, the house you set in today is going to be worth $1 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. Everything is going to go up. And I think it's going to accelerate. And it's accelerating right now. You're starting to feel it. People are starting to feel frustrated. I keep saying something big's going to happen. This is what's big. What big is happening right now is everybody is really feeling frustrated with the way things are going. So he's a renowned businessman and expert in the field of consumer internet and internet advertising. He obtained a doctor's of philosophy in operations research, Stanford, and BA in Cornell from mathematician. So, he's been a successful guy. But I went back and looked at some of his other stuff, and he kind of felt like I did. about $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. Right here, I was going to have this one.
So what does the power law tell us, right? The power law tells us that statistically, we're right in the middle of the network, middle of the, and that roughly could take us either to 200,000 or even exceptionally to 400,000, right? Even in this year, it's possible.
See, that's what I was
right?
hoping. I was hoping Bitcoin would
now,
be
if you look
100,000.
at going out,
So he was predicting 100 to 400 or 400. What is it? 400? What was it that he predicted?
You're 36, you know?
Interview with Fred Krueger, he gives his prediction for Bitcoin
I think he
in
was
the months
like
ahead.
400,000, 250 to 400,000 in Bitcoin by this year or next year. I don't know which. But anyway, what I was saying about inflation is you will never, ever get ahead of inflation because it's a hidden tax. It's taking your money. It's stealing your money every single day, every single second, every single, nanosecond. It's stealing your money. And it's doing it in a very, very nefarious, a very hidden way that most people don't see. All most people see is that, hey, the things I own are getting more valuable, so I'm feeling all right. But they're not realizing how much the stuff, the reason things are getting more valuable, like my house or, some other assets that you may own. Not everything gets more expensive, but a lot of things you do. That's why those are the things people are putting money into, because they hope it's going to stay up with inflation. And maybe sometimes it does, but most of the time it's going to fall back and fall behind sometime. But this is the thing. You're chasing something like buying a home. You're chasing that, trying to hope that stays ahead of the inflation rate. And you're doing that. You're doing that with something that has an infinite supply and is growing and growing more and more each day, and probably growing an exponentially growing so high, so much. There's no way. It's like the sand on the beach. No matter how much you try to acquire it, there's just more and more sand on the beach no matter where you go. It's just sand on the beach. Well, the only thing you can do to get ahead of this game, or kind of stay in this game, is to find something that's got a fixed number, not an infinite number, something that's got a fixed supply. And that that doesn't keep growing. So Bitcoin, that Kruger guy was just saying, it's going to $1 million in a simple mathematics. And the reason he says that is because this is fixed supply. 21 million ever to be minted. And we haven't minted them all. It's a long time in the future before they're all minted. And the 21 million, some of them have been lost. In fact, we know a lot of them have been lost. And then we got the Satoshi. I think he's got quite a few of them too. So this is something that's fixed that will keep up, probably grow faster because of the fact it's fixed. So as it's denominated in dollars, so as the dollars continue to grow and this thing stays fixed, and it becomes more limited, and more people want to buy it because they see that it's going up faster than the way the feds are controlling the interest rates and juggling the money supply and all that other stuff. So this is the one thing that I think that you can win with is Bitcoin. I mean, the one thing that anybody could buy. I mean, people can buy certain things and they can do pretty well with it. But this is the one thing you think anybody can buy and stay ahead of the game is Bitcoin. But you're going to have to stay in it for a little bit of time. The day traders aren't going to make it in Bitcoin because you're going to get slammed. You can see that too often too. So Bitcoin has this fixed supply of 21 million. The dollars that we hold in our pockets that buy everything that we need, that is constantly being replicated every single day at an increasing rate. And on top of that, we have so many other things that are in that too. Bitcoin kind of removes you from all the other things, the factors that we can't ever control, which are the political factors and the spending amount by the fact our government and everything else spends more money than they should. I mean, we've been talking about this forever. Everybody knows this. Government spends too much money, but all that stuff we can't control. But this is the one thing we can control, is that this has parameters. This has ways of it's being fixed. It's 21 million. I don't know where it came from. Bitcoin was something that, we don't know the founder. We don't know who he is. We just know by the name of Satoshi. But this is something that is so unique and so revolutionary. I think it's definitely from outside of this world. I mean, I obviously believe in Jesus, believe in God. I think this could be something like that. I mean, this is just some really weird, gift from heaven that we have this Bitcoin, because it is something I mean, there's two things: gold, and of course, gold's throughout the Bible. Everybody talks about gold. There's a lot of people who believe in gold. Then we got Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's a bit digital gold. That's a pretty good way of putting it. So this is a digital gold that I think will surpass gold itself because of the way it is, and the fact that there is nobody that can be said to have created this. It's like we didn't create this. Nobody knows who created it. We don't even have a track record of who created it. Just like it showed up one day. And, you know, and it's there. It's Bitcoin, and nobody knows how it got created, and nobody knows anybody that's created it. And look at this thing. This is crazy. I mean, this stuff, you know, makes me think all the time. We've got, what is the market cap on Bitcoin right now? Let's see, where's it at? Oh, right here. It's over $1 trillion, I think. Yeah, market cap's over $1 trillion. So think about that. You got $1 trillion idea here, $1 trillion idea. Not very many $1 trillion deals in the world. There will be more in the future. There'll be trillionaires pretty quick. You got Elon Musk at 250 billion. But this is $1 trillion idea, and we have no record, no history. No, we don't have a, you know, even though we don't know who Satoshi is, we don't even know if Satoshi worked with anybody else to develop this. Did he do it on his own, or did he just, you know, did he have anybody? Hal Finney was involved a little bit, it sounds like, but we don't even have a group of people. We don't even have any. I mean, it was created in 2009 or around that time. We don't even have any records. And the internet was going then. So we don't even have any trackable way of figuring out who this person is or where they were at and how they came about and why they came up with the idea and did they work with anybody else and all of the other stuff. No, we don't know anything about it. So this is kind of like a gift. You know, you can say it's a gift from God. I don't know if it is or not. But it is a pretty crazy thing. And it is the one thing I think that you can rest assured you got a chance with. If you don't have a chance against anything else, the inflation and all the other factors that are influencing our world, making everybody very worried and concerned about their future, concerned about how they're going to make a living, concerned about jobs, concerned about all that other stuff. I think this is the one safe haven is Bitcoin. So anyway, I will continue. I'll make a video this afternoon, maybe make another live tomorrow. Appreciate you watching. Thank you.